BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care, I've been smoking, this is cool. That's a decent amount of sausage. This man needs a doctor! Yeah, I just hope they're tasty. What's up with these clowns, man? Cut the lights and went through people's pockets. Don't you point that at each other. Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the. We're not gonna lead with
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast, and as always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse, and today we are joined by our guest, JJ Stellitano. How'd I do?
Brilliant.
Awesome. Do you want to give our listeners an idea of sort of what you do and
Yeah, I'm more than happy to.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is JJ Stellitano. I'm an artist from Milton Keynes in the United Kingdom. I got chatting to these guys because I'm not sure which one of them it was, but obviously they said they liked my style of art. Wahee, thank you.
believe that was me. Yeah, we originally started talking. I think I followed you with our Instagram profile.
That's right. And then we got chatting, and we didn't even do an interview, which I thought we were. And I'm talking, and yeah, we just got to know each other, didn't we? And we've been saying for the past week how much of a good interview it was going to be. But I do a lot of art for charity. A lot of art for different charities all over the UK. But then a lot of art for different celebrities, and yeah, that's pretty much me.
And your art really caught my eye. We started talking, and then I went through your profile, and I was like, "Oh, I like this. It's very chaotic and very colorful, and it got a lot of emotion to it." Yeah,
I kind of like to put what my mind is feeling, seeing. Do you know what I mean? Onto the canvas. I always have felt as if your mind is a canvas. You just need to choose whether you want to put that onto another object. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people say, "Oh yeah, the canvas is the canvas." Well, no, the canvas is always in here. It's whether you want to transport it. That's my view anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Now, how long have you been an artist for your whole life? Did you grow into that as a teenager, or
Ever since I was small, I've always seen. Obviously, when I was younger, I've got what? Do you know what ADHD is?
Oh, of course we do. We're Americans. Everybody has it here.
Yeah, right.
Basically, I've suffered with that amongst other things, and it's always helped me cope. Because with art, it's not like anything else for me. It's always been, oh well, I'm bored of this or I'm bored of that. Art,
you find focus.
Never bores me. Yeah, art never bores me, or I don't know how to explain it. It's just one of the things you just do it. For me, art is like a how do I put it? Art is not only an escape, but it's like being in a trance in a sense. You know what I mean? For me anyway. When I feel am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, well,
you can say whatever you want.
If you guys saw, so if I feel like shit or I feel down or I just don't feel myself, sometimes writing a poem and letting that out, or painting a picture, but not just say you feel like shit. I'm not just going to I feel like shit, and just keep painting that. Sometimes it's nice for me anyway to turn that negative into a positive, and mix the two. So it'll be a little bit of how I'm feeling. Then I think, how can I change that? That's why I use a lot of bright colours, because I feel like then I can sit there and go, well, I felt like this, but I changed it by using that,
Yeah, there's people that say, creation is the opposite of destruction. So in a way, you can take an emotion that's really strong and turn it into something good and creative in a way, rather than 100%. People could go down a dark hole with their worst emotions.
Yeah,
so this is the thing I've always said. Art is like a trance to me. The paintings and drawings I do is my way of, showing other people what I see.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a way to get your perspective out there.
But,
No, it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, and in a way, it's just your outlet. I mean, we were having a previous conversation actually right before this, and it's just everybody has to find their way to like find something that really encumbers their life and makes that passion come out and bleed through.
100%.
So
some people smoke, some people go to the gym, some people stand on the street moaning. People just do different things, and for me, it's always been art. I've always said, whether I become a dustbin man, or as you guys call a garbage man, or whether I become a millionaire, the fact
they make more than teachers in our country.
Really,
the garbage men. Yeah. It's all backwards.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Well, you get my point, though. You know what I mean? Like, whether I was to be homeless or whether I was a multi-millionaire, art to me would always be the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've gained some notoriety with your art. I have to say that we've read a number of articles that have been written about you. You've also, as you mentioned, your art has been given to a number of celebrities, including Jimmy Carr, and I have a couple of names here: Katie Pierce, Tim Westwood, Dave Courtney. So I mean, and the list kind of goes on from there.
I'll be honest with you. I do like meeting a lot of celebrities. Like, I've met quite a few. Like, don't know, I've met a lot. Some are a bit.
Who doesn't? I mean,
yeah. Like, some are assholes. Some are always going to be like. Sometimes you think when you watch TV shows and films and everything, you think someone's going to be something, and they're not. I find the best way to find that out is just meet them. But some people I've given art to have been like proper, like really nice about it. Like obviously saying to me, "Oh, you're only a young lad. I appreciate the fact you've come down and given me this artwork."
Right.
Whereas some of them are just like, "Thanks." But to be fair, you get that. Don't you? With everything, you get that.
Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, they're only human. They're gonna act one way or another.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I always go with my partner Danielle. Now she knows I'm doing this. She's not here, unfortunately. She's at her house, but she's going to say hello. Hello, Danielle.
There you go. A little shout out.
I'm a pain in the arse, but yeah, you put up with me. Honestly, she will even. I'll have to introduce you guys to her. I drive her insane, but I tell you, if it's snowing, if it's boiling hot, and I want to meet someone and give them my art and that. She's straight there. If I go to a book signing, I want to give someone my art, she's there. I natter on about this, that, and the other. Guess what? She's listening. So I'll never fault her.
Oh, well, that's great to have that kind of support.
Yeah, that support's important.
She's actually an artist as well. She's a good little artist, bless her. She's one of these types of artists. Same as me. She does it for her. She don't care about anyone else. It's, you know what I mean? Once she's with the canvas, she don't care.
Fantastic. I mean, that's the thing. Then there's some truth behind what it is that you're doing. If you're doing it for 100%. Yourself, as opposed to what someone else is kind of pushing you to do.
Well, it's like you guys with your radio station. You do it because you want to. You do it.
Absolutely.
Like, for instance, you wouldn't be having me on here unless you guys were nice people that accept people for who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's important. I mean, we're all individuals. We all have gone through our own life, and we've all developed our own way. I mean, it's you got to be accepting. We're all going to inevitably have a difference.
Oh yeah, 100%. What you were saying about the articles and stuff. Maybe it might be quite funny for your listeners to hear about the Josh, JJ story.
Oh yeah, we're making sure. We always like to get our facts straight. So you go by JJ at least on Instagram.
That's correct.
But then your actual name is Josh, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And an article we read had you listed as John.
Yes.
So jokingly, we call you Jeffrey now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. That's absolutely fine.
But it has to be a Jeffrey with a Texas accent.
Oh yeah. Jeffrey, get in that yard.
Good old Southern.
Clear those bales.
Get on over here, y'all. We got Jeffrey.
All right, let's stop this. Now, one of the interesting things about your art is where it's brought you to collaboration-wise.
Yeah, I must say, I know.
It's one of the interesting things you told us about, and we didn't quite realize exactly what was going on.
It took me a minute because in in that first conversation that we had on Instagram, it was you were like, "Oh, I'm studying under this guy Charles Salvador. You may have heard of him. Maybe you should Google him." And I was like, I was at work at the time when I was chatting with you, so I was like, Charles Salvador. I'm like, that name doesn't ring a bell. I mean, I knew Salvador Dali, and I was like, okay, I'll Google it, and I popped on there, and then Charles Bronson came up, and I was like,
Obviously, you knew that name, I'm guessing.
I was like, I recognize this name because I've seen the Tom Hardy film.
I don't think there is anyone that doesn't know Charlie.
Right, right. So I mean, and I was like, wait, is that one in the same? So I had to ask you. I was like, wait, is it Charles Bronson Salvador? Bronson in quotes.
Thing you said that I found anyway, and I still talk about this today. Was when you said, "Is he on Instagram?"
Oh yeah. That was like before I knew who he was. I was like, hey, is that on Instagram? I'll go follow him. I had no context for it. But then eventually, once that got cleared up, I had an idea. Like, oh, okay, so you started working with him, doing your art, which is fantastic.
Yeah, we've done a lot of stuff. We've done a lot of charity work. I write to Charlie quite a bit. We've just become very, very good friends. I must say, a lot of people do give the guy negative press. A lot of people say he's this, he's that. In my eyes, I'm 22, nearly 23. He's been in prison 44 years. Now, I didn't know the man as a criminal. I didn't know him as what he used to be. I know the man as the artist he is now.
Right.
And this is why when people say to me, "Oh, JJ, did you ever talk about this?" It's simple. Like, if you saw mine and Charlie's letters, which obviously I've said to you guys I couldn't show them, but
right, that's personal.
The thing is about me and Charlie's friendship. This is why our connection's very special. It's art, but it's a lot deeper than art as well. Like, the guy has been a good friend. He's been supportive to me and my family members and friends as well. He's been like what you were saying earlier, he's been a mentor artistically, but not only artistically, but as like an older friend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very like that. This is why I'm doing this book. Funny enough, it's Charlie's actually come up with the name.
Okay.
And I've got a letter from him the other day because he's contributed about a 4-page poem.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 4-page poem in it and several of our sketches and stories. He's even got an interview with Charlie as well.
Oh wow!
So it's very, very unique. The sad thing is, I wish I had all my art and everything with me, but obviously I'm just literally sat in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Because my phone died, also got it plugged in. But I will definitely send you guys some pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll definitely post.
Yeah, we'd love to see it. Absolutely.
Because when you guys get this studio, I'll have to send you guys a print of mine and Charlie's work so you can get your actual.
We would love that. Like,
that'd be
we'd
fantastic.
love to have one of your pieces of work actually.
I'd be more than happy to send it, and I'm sure Charlie would be happy that it's
going. It would be a centerpiece.
It'd be cherished.
The thing is, it's a conversation piece for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's very interesting, like the whole concept, man. It's very interesting. I mean, I read that you had this whole thing sparked from you writing Charlie, and I found that very fascinating. What made you decide to write a man that most of the media covers as the most violent prisoner that's ever existed, and it's like, I know there's more to the man than that,
No, definitely. Well, it's funny you should say about me first writing to him. When I first wrote to Charlie, it wasn't art. It wasn't art related. It wasn't related to what he's known as. It was simply,
oh wow,
Charlie, I'm a skinny young lad from Milton Keynes I was about to say in the UK then, obviously he knows that. I'm a skinny guy from Milton Keynes. I see because he's very well known for his press ups and prison records for fitness. How do you gain muscle is what I said to him, and he just, bless him, he sent me a full list of workouts.
Oh wow!
Dietary stuff, Oh,
that's nice.
Real nice letter. And that was back in 2014. And that was literally the first time I wrote to him. And obviously after that, I sent him a few drawings and stuff like that. And obviously I was working a full-time job at the time, so I didn't really have much time to commit to writing letters and that.
Yeah.
Whereas in
But
2016,
still, you had a
again.
back and forth. It sounds like.
Oh yeah. Well, after that, in 2016, we began writing again. You know, and it's just since then. Obviously, it's been a non-stop back and forth. You know, it's
Along with the charity work as well.
Yeah, like we've helped charities all over, ranging from the breast cancer unit at Milton Keynes, where my mum was helped. Obviously, I haven't handed the money in yet. Obviously, I've got a few people to collect off, type thing. Do you know what I mean? But we have got to £1,000. I'm just waiting for like 2 or 3 people to pay. You know what I mean? But I know they're good for it. We've helped. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Strangeways prison riots.
No, I haven't. I haven't actually.
Not familiar with it.
Very famous prison riots in the UK, and Alan Lord, who was the main negotiator, who's now a reformed criminal, and he now runs his own gym. He auctioned off a piece of mine and Charlie's art and sold it for about £200 odd.
Oh wow, yeah.
So, you know, we have helped people. We've helped the YMCA, the bus shelter. Me and Charlie helped the bus shelter MK, which is a homeless bus. Hospices, you name it, we've helped them. And the thing is, it means a lot to me to go in there with my t-shirt that says Free Charlie, representing both of us, representing our artwork, and simply saying, look guys, this has started from me sitting in my room scribbling a drawing and everything, him adding to it, and now we're helping charities make money.
Yeah.
You know
right.
what I mean?
And it's nice that you've been able to have that connection in a way that sort of, I'm sure he's helped you in a lot of ways, and you've helped him sort of be able to give back in a way that he wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is why I always say I'm his protege. Like, I feel as if I can represent the both of us, and I feel as if I'm the younger generation of the Charlie Salvador artist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could be a name dropper or I'm friends with this person. I wouldn't do that. But what I mean is, you know, if I send Charlie a piece of artwork and we both work together to make something magical, the fact that I then can go out and donate that means a lot to me, you know.
Absolutely.
We've done some really unusual artwork. Like, you've seen my art; it's very strange, very unusual.
It's different. I like it.
As well, you know, like, I feel it's a good mix. It's 2 completely different pieces of artwork. Like, for instance, because obviously I suffer with insomnia, there's me like drawing clocks and arrows and God knows what, and then Charlie decides to draw birds. You know what I mean? It's 2 completely different things where people are going to go, what? At the same time.
Yeah.
It's 2 different perspectives.
Exactly. You're going to get people going, what a shit piece of art. Or someone's going to go, wow, like, you know, that's just what art's about, isn't it? I've had mixed reviews. Like, some people have said, oh, that's the best thing I've ever seen. I want this number, like number 15 print of every print. Or some people have just said, look, I don't like the art. It's shit.
It needs to speak to you on a personal level.
Yeah, like my partner, when she looks at the art, you know, bless her, she's literally bought a print off me each time we've done the charity work just to show respect. And she always says to me, she says, do you know what? She says, Josh, because I don't mind her calling me Josh. She says, Josh, he says, because I understand you, I can actually see how you felt when you create that. Well, that and the fact she was sat next to me.
That helps, I'm sure.
Might help a little bit.
No, I get what she means. But no, like what you were saying, though, we definitely, not just have I obviously helped charities and stuff from the both of us, but we've definitely helped each other. Like, when I had a mental breakdown, and I'm happy to admit this, the only people I had in my life was my family and my girlfriend and Charlie. You know, Charlie would always send me nice letters saying, like, oh, when you get down and depressed, you know, keep yourself going. You know what I mean? Nice letters. Sending me artwork. He even sent me a bloody Christmas card. You know what I mean? Nice stuff.
Yeah.
And as for me, you know, he's called me all sorts. Like, you know, he's always saying to me, oh, you're a genius.
That's awesome. It's good that he has that sort of confidence in you.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I sent him a poem, and he was like, JJ, you're a fucking genius. I was like, oh, the thing is, I'm not going to be able to remember the whole poem, but I will read some of it if I can remember it. It was like, loud, like a lion's roar. His name is Charlie Salvador. He does his press ups thousands a day. That's Charlie's way. What was it? Oh, fuck, I can't remember the end of it.
I like it though. From what
It's
you've recited.
It's human mind to as soon if you weren't on a microphone right now, you'd be able to remember it. But we'll put you up the spot.
Yeah, it was something like at the end. It was like, let Charlie free. For years he's done no wrong. Something like that. It rhymes like that. But obviously I haven't got it with me. It's in the other room.
Right.
Somewhere. But yeah, and he was like, yeah, you're a fucking genius. I was like, bloody hell, this is cool.
And I have to say, it seems like something a topic that's really important to you is rehabilitation, and understanding that someone can make mistakes and sort of pay for those with their time and be able to move on from there.
I personally feel Charlie is a very misunderstood man. I've even said to my parents, I'd happily have dinner with him. You know what I mean? I'd be in a room with him. I'd trust the guy. People say, "Oh, have you not met him?" At the same time, you don't have to meet someone to understand them.
Right?
Like, I'll tell you something quite funny. Me and my missus have even invited Charlie and his missus Paul around for fish and chips when he gets out. Do you know what I mean? That's how
nice.
You know what I mean? They're lovely people. They're very talented guys, and he has rehabilitated. People say, "Oh, Britain's most notorious prisoner." Like I say, I didn't know him when he was known as being that, or Britain's most famous prisoner. I obviously see the films and see the articles, but the man I know is the artist. And like, do you know what really makes me think? I think, right, okay, he is Britain's most famous prisoner, yes. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you were the government, right, wouldn't you have thought they'd think, okay, if he's Britain's most famous prisoner, who are young kids of today going to listen to? Some spotty police officer, like some young lad that's just walking up and down, patrolling, or the most famous prisoner who's changed his life around, but that can still help kids by saying, look, I've been to prison. It's not good. Don't do it.
Right.
I might listen to more. But
absolutely.
I don't understand it. I really don't. But that's why people, like on his Facebook page, the 44 years and counting one, and that's why we're all trying to sort of get him to get progress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Made. Like recently, Charlie's had his art materials taken away from him. I'm not sure on the ins and outs of it. That's his way of expressing himself. I think that's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, if that's one way that he's able to, regulate his day, even like bring some normalcy to his life.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're crammed in such a narrow area, the cell life, little things like that mean everything to you. So taking that away is just taking away livelihood at that point.
He has a serious talent. Like, obviously you must have seen his art. His art is, you're not going to see anything like that again. And I'm hoping they will give it back to him. Like, I've written complaints to the governors and stuff like that.
Now, was there anything that stemmed to this, or like, was there an incident that maybe like led to this, or?
Personally, I don't know, but all I'm going to say is, if someone took my art materials away, I wouldn't be happy. But like I say, I don't know what happened or anything like that. I just know they took it away.
Yeah, it's like if we lost the internet and weren't able to talk to people like you, like it would fuck us up.
Taking away access.
It's sad, really. The guys. I'd understand if he was making all this money and he's, kitting out his cell with Versace clothes and expensive TVs and stuff. But he doesn't. Not that he'd be allowed, but all the money goes to good causes. Sick kids, people with disabilities, and elderly women that have been mugged and people that have been attacked and that. And I think, why are they not letting this guy carry on what he's doing? He's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, harmful.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't
absolutely.
understand. You know,
I've been flipping through his art as we've been talking here, and it's so intricate. It's very interesting.
It's him, you know what I mean? He ain't trying to copy anyone. He's not trying to.
No, absolutely not.
He literally just the same as what I do. In there, puts it out. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, with the constant theme of rehabilitation, is the art something that caught Charlie late in life, or has he always been an artist as well? Because I can't help but wonder, you know, maybe if he had focus on art earlier, maybe it could have prevented some of his incidents.
The guy that actually, like, bear in mind, I've actually, I don't know absolutely everything about Charlie, but this I actually learned from the book Art Attack. It was I think it was a prison officer or screw or whatever you call them. Someone who worked at the prison. I think it was a prison screw. I'm not entirely sure, but
okay,
that got him involved. Like, it was his way of sort of releasing himself. I think that's the story. Like I said, I'm not certain. I'm not
okay.
Because I'm not, but I think that was the story. I think it was a prison screw that gave him the art materials to sort of express himself. I think that was the thing. I'm not sure. Like I say.
Well, if that's the case, that's good that there are people working within the prison system looking to, you know, give the people outlets, you know.
Well, the funny thing is, if you actually, like, imagine if someone interviewed the prison screws and stuff like that, a lot of them actually do have a lot of respect for Charlie because they understand that the media prints a lot of lies about him. You know, this is why not a lot of people buy papers nowadays, because people get branded as different things, and
that's kind of ties back into your point before about using him as an example for the government, because in the UK the media is owned by the government, correct?
Yeah, it's sad.
So I mean, it's sort of like, not to say that there's necessarily anything nefarious going on, but that gives you more control over what the headlines say necessarily to push a certain agenda.
No,
seems to be the case in Charlie's story.
It's sad, but I must say the guys. I've just realised it's raining. Sorry. I thought I heard, you know when you just hear something? Oh, what the hell is that?
It's like, wait, what?
Exactly. What was I going to say? Yeah, no, I just. Wait, what did you say again?
Basically, I guess the point I was trying to make was the fact that it's easy to be maligned by the media, especially if a certain agenda is trying to be pushed, which in Charlie's story, it seems like there's definitely a specific message trying to be put forth, which is the most violent, notorious criminal in UK history. You know, that always kind of, the first thing you Google, that's what's going to come up, as opposed to the charity work that's being done or the art that he's putting out.
Yeah, no, sorry. I
it's okay.
Just let the dog out.
No, it's okay.
Would you mind repeating that?
No problem. I was saying that it's easy to be maligned sort of when if the media is pushing a certain agenda or a headline, like in Charlie's case, where it's always the most notorious violent criminal in the UK versus the charity work that he's doing or the art that he's putting out.
Okay, personally, I feel as if the guy doesn't get enough credit for the charity work. Charity work, the thing is, he doesn't do it for that, just the same as most of us don't. But the sad thing is...
but it should count for something, especially if all that's being put forth to the public about you is these nasty, horrible headlines, which, I mean, may have some truth, but how long are you going to be held accountable to your past, I guess?
Exactly. Well, this is what I mean. Like, if he did talks in schools, you know, even if they played a CD in schools, he could definitely help the whole don't do crime stuff, because he doesn't. He's 65 now. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to be inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Out with his missus, going out for a pint with his pals. I can assure you, I'll definitely be fine to buy a pint when he leaves, or gets out. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Nice pint again.
Well, actually, yeah. When that happens, let us know ahead of time. We'll definitely send money for 2 beers, one from each of us.
I appreciate that a lot. Well, Maybe you guys could come over.
That'd be awesome.
I'd love to. Yeah,
Love to do UK.
Jesse's been to Europe in general. I
I
haven't.
remember you saying actually you went to London, didn't you?
Yeah, I stayed for a few days and then down to Portsmouth. My mom was there for business. It was a lot of fun. London reminded me of New York City, but with accents.
Well, the thing is, I've always wanted to go to New York because I've always felt an artistic connection to New York.
Yep.
You know,
I would say go in the springtime. That's your best bet.
Yeah. The
It
winter,
gets really hot in the summer. Winter's all the snowy.
Yeah, and the springtime's perfect to walk around and observe all the art.
we're talking of New York. There's no New York traffic on your window like last time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's quiet here right now, and plus my work is
Surprisingly.
closed.
It's a Saturday too. I mean,
Saturday, everybody's at the bar already. You know, they're hanging out.
Man, I wish I was.
Yeah. We kind of make the bar our homes for you know, working on the show. We stock up on good alcohols and make a good night of talking to people like yourself. You know, with a very interesting story.
Guinness.
what's that about Guinness?
I said, please tell me you like your Guinness.
Oh yeah,
of
I'll
course.
definitely drink a Guinness.
Yeah, we're not
Good stuff.
we're not just a one type of beer type of crew.
Do you know, I like my old Carlsberg. I like different types of beers. You know what I mean? I try not to just stick to one, but I must say I do like my Guinness.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, we switch around a lot.
The mic up then, just like I'm doing an announcement.
It's all right.
He's talking about something
this way.
Well, that's a little much. Yeah, your audio's been great this whole time. I've been really. This has worked out well. I'm glad that we haven't had too many technical difficulties.
No, me too. It's like I say, it's been good to chat to you guys. Like, you know, it's nice to sort of be able to express the story and have a different audience. You know.
Yeah,
Definitely. Now, did you have any of your art present with you, even if you have to, grab it from the other room or anything like that?
Okay. The sad thing is, my room is not actually in the house. It's my studio. But here's the problem. It's now chucking down with rain outside. So do you see what I mean?
Not a problem. So, I mean, the suspense will build, and you'll get us, I'm sure, some pictures of it.
Like I say, I've definitely promised you guys a print of mine and Charlie's work.
Well, thank you.
It would look cool on your wall. You guys are both in 2 different locations, so I may have to send 2.
Well, I mean, even if you get us one, we'll have it in the studio. That's something that we've been working on.
Yeah, we would love to get at least one.
Forward.
No, it'd be awesome. Like I say, obviously it's not signed by Charlie. It's just signed by me. Because obviously,
don't say just. I mean, that's big. The fact that you signed it, we love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Money, but I'll tell you something quite cool. I actually said to Charlie in a letter, can I have some labels signed by you to stick on the art prints? And his exact words on the letter was, "Oh, there's only one signature needed on them prints, and that's yours. You're the star. I only helped you this way. No, along the way." That was it. So that means a lot.
That's really nice.
It's nice to be able to hear.
He sounds like a fantastic guy and a very good influence on you and your art.
100%. Like even my parents, when they first found out I was writing to them, they were a bit. Obviously, they're going to be a bit like, well, you know, you hear
a little worried. Parents are always worried.
Yeah. But obviously, like they always say to me, like, obviously, it makes you very happy in that you're chatting to the guy, and he's very, like you said, a very good influence on me, which is what you want.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's great.
Yeah, and it's cool to see a gentleman.
Write to him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's cool to see a gentleman.
I just interrupted you then.
Oh no, I interrupted you a little bit. There's a little bit of a lag, so it makes it a little weird. We are talking thousands of miles apart.
We got three time zones going on.
Yeah, evenly spread across the globe. But it's just interesting to see a gentleman that, it has such a rap of, everybody wants to make a big deal out of his violent history, which, obviously is his past. He's into 100%. Expressing himself now in a different form.
And, I have to say in America, we really value the underdog story. The person who has been kept down to in a certain way by society, but finds a way to pull themselves up and give back, most importantly.
Oh, yeah. Yes. You look up how much the guys raised for good causes. It's it's amazing, really. And the sad thing is, if only people would say, "Oh, that's Charlie Slavador, the guy that raised all this money for charity," rather than, "Oh, that's the guy that they made the film about." Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems like that film, the one with Hardy in it, is a really just a depiction based on his violence instead of any other aspect of who Charles is.
Well, hell, it sounds like we need to start working on a documentary.
Yeah, right.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I think I remember you actually saying you worked in film or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I've studied video production for a number of years now. I have my degrees in it, and
Well, we'll definitely have to sort something out because I'm in talks with a few people about doing like a documentary. But
I'm definitely interested in helping you out.
I'd appreciate that.
you.
But the thing is, yourself, like sometimes when you work with people on creative projects and that, some people will just work with anyone, whereas some people like to work with people that will go like, "Oh, I've got an idea," or "Give me some of the idea." All right, "Oh, you meant that? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They can connect.
Yeah.
Whereas some people, it's more, "Oh, that idea, nah," and then they start disagreeing.
Or they hijack the idea
Yeah.
and make it their own.
Bye.
Yeah.
Become super combative. Yep.
Mhm.
It's never good. You need a good cohesive team for that kind of thing, especially if you're taking an important idea that you're trying to put out into the world. You need to be able to all be on the same kind of wavelength.
On the wavelength, same
Exactly.
sort of mindset.
Mm. Now, where can the people check out all of your art? You want to do some plugs and let the people know?
If you go on my Instagram page, you can find a lot of the artwork. We should be having a website coming up soon.
And what's that Instagram? Do you know the tag?
Just check it out for you.
I have it right here. It is at JJ Stellitano 95.
There we go.
Instagram.
And that website, do you know the website by chance so people can get a good view in this?
It's not actually been made yet.
Okay, that's in the works. Okay.
So be sure to go follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, you can see a lot.
Well, yeah, the thing is, the website, obviously, my auntie's doing it.
We're doing some work on ours as well.
Yeah, or it's a little chaotic.
Well, yeah, it takes time, doesn't it?
Seriously.
Oh, yeah, there's never enough time. That's for sure.
Problem with websites as well is you got to get all the content, and it's a nightmare.
And make it look good and presentable.
Pretty much.
Well, it's been fantastic talking to you. I'm so glad that we got the chance to, honestly.
No, me too. If there's anything else, what was anything else you guys wanted to ask?
I'd say we're good. I think we wanted to just kind of do our plugs before we
No worries.
wrap it up real quick.
Wrap this up. Yeah. If you guys want to check us out, go over to the Facebook American Slacker Podcast. You'll find us there. You can partake in the American Slackers group. A bunch of other slackers just like yourself. And also stop by the Instagram where you can find the art for each and every show, American Slacker Podcast, as usual. And then the website, you guessed it, AmericanSlackerPodcast.com. You'll find us there.
You can also find us over on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. All of our episodes, including our bonus episodes, go up on YouTube. Please rate and review us on iTunes, 5 stars or nothing, and tell a friend about the show.
Hey, it's me again. And also, easy as can be, AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. And guess again, American Slacker Podcast on Spotify. You'll find our playlist with each and every artist that we feature on the show and have as guests and talk to, just like JJ here.
Awesome.
You can also become a Patreon sponsor of the show, get rewards, shout-outs, all that kind of stuff, and bonus content on our Patreon. And also for merchandise, head over to AmericanSlackerPodcast.BigCartel.com.
And then check us out on the personal level. Catch me on Instagram at MWG Media or on Xbox Live if you're playing those games. Matty G from HP.
And I'm on all of that at Landers the Plane. JJ, again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk to us. This has been fantastic.
No, it's been a good experience. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fun, and we're looking forward to getting that print. We're going to hold you accountable for it. So,
no, definitely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. And we'll do this again sometime soon.
Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right. And until next time, that's it.
There you go.